The first thing, I suppose, that everyone in the game and on the street, fans as well, are talking about is Jose Mourinho's behaviour in recent weeks, which even by his standards has been pretty bad. The defeat at home to Sevilla was ignominious, really. I mean, Sevilla, a team of journeyman, but United never looked like they'd get the job done. And after the game, he went on this rant in which he said, I know you've seen it, but just to remind our listeners, he said that he'd brought two teams to Old Trafford in the Champions League and won, Porto and Real Madrid. He said there's no big deal, Manchester United losing the Champions League an awful lot. And he was kind of insulting the club. I thought it was weird, bordering on madness.
Well, it's always been with Mourinho all about him, Eamon. You know, he's the main man, and I think he's looking to deflect justified criticism. You know, when you go into that job at Manchester United and you spend the amount of money that the club has spent, maybe not all of it on his choices, but certainly a large part of it on his choices. You're aiming to win the Champions League and the Premiership, or one. But if you don't contend for those two trophies, it really is a failure of a season. And Mourinho knows that better than anybody. But like we've seen in the past, particularly at Real Madrid and recently at Chelsea in his period just after he won the league, he looks to blame everything except himself. You know, he's picked on players before. We've had it with referees. We've had it with administrators of the game and the fixtures.
The doctor. And
he really, you know, sorry, Eamon?
The doctor at Chelsea.
Yeah, the doctor at Chelsea. Yeah, that was another one. You know, we've been down this road before, and it's no surprise to me. I think going into that Manchester United job, he would have known that the Premier League and the Champions League, it's what it's all about, and they haven't done it. Okay, City have been quite incredible this year, Man City. So for anybody to keep close to them would have been very, very difficult. So you might excuse them that, but the way they went out of the Champions League was really, really poor, and it wasn't a surprise to me the way they've been playing, Eamon. You know, even the way they played in Seville, it was not like a Manchester United team should play. They were trying to defend, and they didn't even do that well, and they had to depend on De Gea to rescue them 2 or 3 times with great saves. So he hasn't got it right at Manchester United in his 1.5 seasons, or a little bit more than that so far, and I'm not too sure he's ever been happy there. No. Living in Manchester, if what I hear is true, he still hasn't found himself a home or a house. He's living in the hotel. I think he gets down to London as often as he can, and I honestly feel that these outbursts are maybe a way of him wanting to get out of this situation. I'm not too sure he's happy at all at Manchester United.